What is up? What is good? The Wolf is here, and we are into another Let's Talk video. In this one, we're going to be talking about Call of Duty World War II. I'm going to be sharing some thoughts on the World War II theme, the weapons that we've seen so far with the beta and everything, the censorship that's happening in the game, the esports focus of the game, of course, it's Call of Duty esports arena game, the story mode, which looks actually pretty good, and will the game be a success after the so-called jetpack era. So, with all that being said, let's get into it. Now, first thing to talk about is the World War II theme. Now, to me, I don't know, I've always really not liked World War II themes in games or movies or whatever. I just kind of find it kind of boring. They had a lot of the same old weapons, and it's the same old areas that you're seeing over and over again, and it's the same thing with, all the tanks and this and that stuff. I really like the modern era. I really like the futuristic stuff a little bit, mostly the modern era though, just to keep up with what the actual soldiers are using and everything. But for historical stuff, this actually wasn't too bad with the World War II theme. The weapons weren't exactly trash, and the maps weren't exactly half bad either. A little bit of, the run and gun type of maps in there. Some 4-way and 3-lane maps and everything was pretty fun. And the guns actually felt like they had some kick. As you know, we just got done with, like I said, the jetpack era. But not only does this game borrow some of the features from those jetpack and games, as in, all the store stuff and everything where you can get some virtual currency and buy different stuff and whatnot and unlock stuff through different challenges and everything, which we've done in the past, but this is shaped more like, the modern day Call of Duties without the exos, of course. Now, of course, without the exos, we are back to boots on the ground, and of course, with the boots on the ground comes the campers and the spawn snipers, and the way that the games and the map gets played without the jetpacks, without sliding, without, all we have is dolphin diving. That's about the biggest move that we have in this game. So of course, there's people that camp up on the choke points of the spawn points and, start camping the spawns and start getting kills that way. The machine gun nests that you can see all over the maps and everything, you can pretty easily sit up on a machine gun nest, overlook especially this map here, and overlook one of the choke points, and guess what? Boom, you're taking out every single enemy from the enemy team without a sweat. All you have to do is just make sure and aim it at the right spot, and there you go, you have it. Now, talking about machine gun nests and everything, let's get into the weapons. So a lot of submachine guns, but that's the thing though, the guns on this, they don't actually seem half bad. They're actually pretty decent weapons on here. The only ones that people were really using though were submachine guns and snipers. Yeah, that's the thing with Call of Duty. It is, like I said, an esports arena type of game. It's a sports game, okay? So you're going to use the guns at work. You're not going to use a light machine gun if submachine guns outshoot them and sniper rifles can get quick scope kills so damn easily. It's an arcade game also, because it's kind of like a sports game, to keep that, the esports feeling to the game. Now, I will say the weapons had some good sound and design. There was a lot of detail to them. There was a lot of, little pieces and parts of the weapons that, when you reload the guns and everything, they do reload, the same typical Call of Duty stuff. A lot of the weapons also felt like older weapons from other Call of Duties. Of course, they reskin, they take that base weapon feel and design and everything, reskin it to fit the era and the theme and the design of the game that they're working on and everything. It's Call of Duty. That's what they do. That's what they, are known to do. Now, when the netcode allows it, the guns actually have a pretty good punch and not too much kick. That might be patched up or whatever, but like I said, when the netcode allows it, which I will, let's just get into it right now. Screw it. Why not? The netcode was a big problem. When there was a lot of people getting onto the game, guess what? The game lagged out and everything. So even on the beta, a closed beta, and we had so much lag problems because the netcode was just not working the right way. And that is Call of Duty for you. The Demonware servers that is being played on, they don't work all that well when you get a whole bunch of people. The first day that the beta was up and that people could kind of get into it, it wasn't bad because there wasn't a lot of people. When people started figuring out that you can make a Hong Kong account and get into, get it free off the Asian markets, when people did that and there started being a lot more people on there, it's the reason why I do believe that they didn't want to put the game in open beta, because then everybody would see that the more people get onto the game, launch week, this game is going to suffer very badly from a lot of lag and a lot of latency on the lag, or the connection, because of, just a bad netcode, the way the game runs online. When you try and, shoot somebody and get nothing but hit markers, that is latency. That is bad ping. It should not be happening, especially not when Activision has this much money to remedy the problem, and all three of their companies, have been making this game for over 10 years. Or at least 10 years, whatever it is. I don't care. I've seen a lot of these games, and there's so much potential there, and they're so fun when they work right. But then the netcode screws up everything. Ugh. Please fix it. Please, please, please fix it. I do miss Call of Duty. I used to make a bunch of Call of Duty videos and everything. But yeah, why bother play it when I can play something like Rainbow Six, where they've actually, like, Ubisoft has desperately tried to make the game work the right way and actually has it run pretty smoothly now. Why would I waste my time on Call of Duty at that point? Or Battlefield, where the game, even though there's not a lot of people playing it, the game still runs 10 times smoother because it's on dedicated servers. Why can't we have dedicated servers on Call of Duty? I mean, yeah, it's one of those balancing acts of, do we spend the money to do the dedicated servers or not, and this and that, whatever. They're not going to anyway, so I don't know why I'm wasting so much breath on it. But yeah, everybody's stuck with submachine guns and snipers because it's the same, it's a run and gun Call of Duty. It's the same stuff with the campers and the quick scopers that you've always seen. But one big thing that's missing from World at War, there's no gore. As you can see, when you blow somebody up with a flamethrower shotgun, nothing happens at all. No limbs go blowing off. There's no gore. There's no blood. There's no nothing. Well, there might be blood. I can't actually remember. I'm kind of watching this video, but I'm also just, telling everybody about it. You can see him burning. You can hear him screaming, but you can't blow off a freaking leg. It's World War II. Why not? Oh, it's kid friendly. That's right too. The PG era. Yeah. For commercial audiences only, man. So yeah, let's get into censorship now. So in the multiplayer, there's no swastikas or Nazi symbolism anywhere. Okay, I can see that. They're really trying to burn the Iron Cross, though, which I hate that because I'm a Triple H fan and a Motorhead fan, and the Iron Cross is just like, it's something cool. It's a cool symbol. It's not. I don't really think the Iron Cross truly stands for Nazism. I think the swastika really does, and they're trying to use the Iron Cross as that. Whatever, it's just like people trying to make a big deal about the Confederate flag. Oh my God, no, you can't mention that either. It's the censorship era. Also, people being so butthurt about symbolism on a freaking logo. Okay, so yeah, there's no swastikas in the multiplayer. It is supposed to show up in the single player. Like, the single player is actually supposed to be realistic. Who knows how far they're going to be going with the realism. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is the same company that made the Call of Duty with the Russians killing everybody. So they might try and push the boundaries, although they probably want to sell out to get the money and everything. So who knows if you're even going to be shooting Nazis in this thing. It might be some made up renegade faction that you're killing, like Red Faction style or something. I don't know. As I said, there's no gore in this. It is definitely an arcade title, which is also maybe the reason why there's a lot of censorship in there. It's way more built for esports than, like Battlefield 1 or even World at War. And to get into the esports thing, yeah, no doubts, this game is set with a tournament style gameplay in mind. Everything is set out and laid out, in esports fashion, esports way. But the lack of jetpacks, when it comes to spawn sniping, and on all the lag and the netcode, I don't know how exactly they're going to make the esports stuff work outside of like tournaments. Because yeah, no matter what they do with this thing, if, like I said, if the netcode and if the connection is not run the right way and you can't shoot somebody, it's a shooting game, and if you can't shoot somebody, that's a pretty big damn problem, man. But guess what? That's always been a problem since, yeah. When there was a lot of people on here, the majority of the games, the netcode felt like the Modern Warfare remastered netcode, which was terrible. That netcode was so atrocious, it broke the game, and I really wish it didn't, because I really wanted to prestige up through, but you just couldn't kill anything. When there was a lot of people on it, you couldn't do anything. When there was people with bad connections, you couldn't shoot them either. You couldn't even find them, actually, because they would be teleporting across the map. Yeah, same, different Call of Duty, same type of stuff. Now, story mode wise, so this is what's gotten my interest, it's kind of perked my interest up. They just recently released around the Tokyo Game Show. I don't know if it was at the Tokyo Game Show, but around it, they released a story trailer for World War II. If the story mode is as gripping as the newest trailer, then yeah, it could rival some of the the Modern Warfare trilogy storylines. But the biggest thing is for the story, and you didn't really see any Nazi symbolism. At least I didn't notice it in the trailer. Maybe I'm just blanking on it right now, but I don't think there was. Everything was kind of censored out, and it was made for like the PG era. So I don't know, man. It could be the way that they're telling the story and the way that the trailer is setting up the story. It could be like the modern day gamers version of Saving Private Ryan, like that epic. There's this soldier out there. We need to go get him out of this camp and whatnot. I'll have a link to the trailer down in the description box if I remember to put it there. If not, I'm sorry, my bad. But the game is being published by Activision. And they just made a very awesome, like 10 out of 10 Crash Bandicoot remake by copy and pasting. I mean, to me now, my nickname for Activision, as a publisher, is the kings of copy and paste. The game, Crash Bandicoot was like perfect. So hopefully, if they try and copy like a World at War meets Saving Private Ryan and all that stuff, they copy it well enough to where it is just this epic game. The trailer really piqued my interest. It really got me, wanting to see more of, the offline stuff. The zombies, not so much. I've never really been huge into zombies. I did a full playthrough of the Advanced Warfare ones because I just figured out kind of like a way of doing it on my own. The last one, the Infinite Warfare zombies, they were cool. They were fun. I didn't get too much into them. But, okay, so last thing of all, will the game be a success? All in all, successful or not? I say first week sales, of course, it'll be average to, definitely all right. I think there's a lot of people put off and canceled pre-orders because of the beta. When there was a lot of people on the beta and people saw that the netcode was, well, I should say that the connection was going to be trash when there was a lot of people on. Then I seen a lot of people saying, yeah, I just canceled my pre-order. I'm going to go with something else. And plus, on top of that, Battlefield 1 just put their season pass on sale for like half, maybe even more than half off. Not a lot of people playing that, but, I don't know. Maybe it could, pick up that. There's so many other games out there, though. There's so many other shooters out there that are competitive with Call of Duty, that if their connection does not run right, I don't see the game doing all that well. For the first week, it'll do well. And they probably won't ship as many units because Infinite Warfare didn't sell too well, so they can say that it's the best seller ever and that they're sold out everywhere is because they didn't ship so many units to the stores and everything. That's the way that that's the way the gaming industry works. But if World War II does, kind of fail after that first week's sales, then I would have a solid bet that we're definitely going to see another Call of Duty, but Activision is going to start looking at it just like they did with Guitar Hero and Tony Hawk, that Call of Duty is, a fading out cash cow, and sooner or later they're probably going to pull the plug on it. Like I said, we're definitely going to get one more game. After that, I don't know. It could be the end of Call of Duty, which would be crazy to think because it's been around for so long. After the first week or two, after the hype fades out, that honeymoon, period is gone. Will the game still be successful in the way of having a large player base still on it? We're gonna have what we got right around the corner. Assassin's Creed's right around the corner, and then there's another shooter coming out. I forget what it is now, but yeah, I mean, we have other games coming out that will take people's interest very easily over top of Call of Duty. So I don't see why people, would stick around if the game's not, if the connection's not there and everything. Like Rainbow Six Siege actually has a better connection at this point than Call of Duty does. And that game was so buggy and bad you couldn't even play it. It's been around for a couple of years now, so they fixed it up. PUBG. Why would you not play player on PUBG if that game works, maybe even better than Call of Duty when there's so many people playing it and this and that stuff, and it's so, I don't know. It's up to your personal preference whether you like the game or not, and whether you buy it, whether you play it for a long time. I'm not here to sell you on anything or whatever. I'm just saying this is what I see happening. So, I mean, on top of, if Call of Duty does die out, I kind of feel bad for the pro players, because they have built their communities and channels and everything around COD all these years, and then you're starting to see the franchise just fizzle out and fade out and everything. So, hopefully everybody can kind of find their place in other game communities if that does happen. Who knows? Maybe everybody will love this, the new boots on the ground, or going back to boots on the ground, I should say. The new thing of not having the jetpacks and whatnot. The game could just totally bomb because people are spawn sniping and spawn trapping where you can't even move out of spawn, and then, not, or you are trying to shoot somebody and you get nothing but hit markers, like it was, on Modern Warfare Remastered, like it was in the World War II beta. So I don't know. We'll see exactly how everything goes. So this has been a Let's Talk, sharing my thoughts on everything. And yeah, I guess that's all for this. So I will say this one last thing. If you like this video, you can hit that thumbs up, you can share it around. And as always, of course, if you subscribe to the channel, it's going to make sure that you stay tuned for all new videos coming soon.